Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today's video is going to be hopefully a bit of a shorter one, but more of an informative video talking about the 12.0 Midnight Warlock spreadsheet, which is now out with this video, as well as a few brief website updates for those that might have missed it, or some changes I made over the last couple of days. A lot of information on Midnight in this video that you guys have been looking for or asking about. Everything is now here, available, and all of that. So we're going to take a look at that today. Boys, we're like 700 subs from 100K. If you're not subbed to the channel, sub on YouTube, please. It would mean the world to me. My Florida man heart is old and blackened, but I mean, hey, you know, if why am I zoomed in? I don't know what's happening on the VOD stream now. Anyways, if you're not subbed, consider subbing. It mean the world to me. We're super close to 100K. I don't know what I was doing there. But yeah. So, now we went over the website a couple days ago in a video, so I'm not going to spend much time on it here. This is mostly spreadsheet-based stuff, but very, very briefly, I do want to mention that I have gone through and updated the website for specs, M+ stuff, the add-on tab here. They all are up to date for pre-patch. The builds here should be pre-patch builds. A couple things might change. I might change this build from the Malefic Grass build in single target to the non-Malefic Grass build, because it's pretty bugged right now. That takes a minute or two. I'll probably do it after the video. But for the most part, if you want talents and things for AF, Demo, Destro, this is a statement for, I mean, the next X amount of time I'm playing and streaming this game. So for a long time, hopefully forever. My website has it all. For AF, Demo, Destro, M+, single target builds. Still has the older trinkets on here because, I mean, realistically, haven't lost them yet in pre-patch. Stats, consumables, rotational stuff. The rotations have been updated for Midnight pre-patch. Basically, if things change again in Midnight, like for Demonology with the Apex talent coming out, I'll change it again. But if you guys want, the website is up to date for all this. The pre-patch guides are here as well. For all three specs, there you go. M+ tab also updated here. And I mentioned this a few days ago as well, but I added an add-ons and profile section to the website. For those who might have missed that video, it has all the add-ons that I'm using here listed, major ones, minor ones. I've added pictures for out of combat, as well as in combat, showing add-ons, what I'm using, like Warlock Reminder, Standards, Frames, Unhalted, Stats Plus, Better Cooldown Manager, Dominos Details. If this changes over the course of time, I'll update the images and things here too. It very well might. With Midnight release coming, a lot of new add-ons are popping up. There's like a new version of Weak Auras in a sense, not the same functionality, but still there. So if it does change, I will update it, obviously according to whatever. In combat as well has the timeline, everything here listed you guys want. Scrolling down below has profiles for Unhalted, Plater, Details, both standards, Cooldown Manager, Edit Mode, Better Cooldown Manager, macros, scripts, whatever you want. All you do is click the button, import it in game. Some add-ons like Dominoes, which is my bars right here, don't have a share profile option. They just don't. So I can't share it. If I could, I would. Someone mentioned as well that Wago has a import entire UI function as well. I'll probably look at doing that in a couple of days also. I'm still going to use Wago as well, but Wago and my website are going to be the main hubs that I have for all the add-ons and profiles and macros and things as well. Wago doesn't support certain add-ons like profiles currently. Maybe they change it at some point, but I'm able to update my website super easily, 2 clicks of a button, for macros, scripts, any profile. So the website and Wago, to a lesser extent, still a great website, are going to be used for all that in the foreseeable future. We are using the paste bin right now just for like talent builds, because we have pre-patch and we have beta right now. The paste bin has gone to some weird AI approval thing for like importing information, and it's like blacklisting all my paste because I think it's like a scam. I don't know, but like it's a bunch of gibberish because it's like just random like talent import codes, and they're not being approved. So we're not using pastebin anymore. Forget that. But here, website and Wago. Now, as far as the spreadsheet, sorry, flashbang warning here. This is now out. If you guys want, there's a link down below in the description of this video. I'll probably pin it in the comment section when I wake up today, but it's probably 9 in the morning and it's coming out. I'll update right here whenever I come in and change things, but similar to previous expansions and all that, patches, this is here. Now, a bit of a difference, I have the animals here again, very nice. A bit of a difference from the previous raid tiers we've had. So we have 3 raids coming out. I might add a calendar tab to this as well, because honestly, it's a bit confusing. I'll probably add another tab at some point too. Still a work in progress, but it is out and available if you guys want it. We have 3 raids coming out. Now, the Dream Rift and Void Spire. So basically here and here to here. All of this is available like week 3 of the expansion being out on heroic and lower difficulties. Week 4, I'm trying to think in my head. I believe. Yes, we have week 4. These open on Mythic. And then week 5, you have Sunwell basically opening on every difficulty. But it's not open before that. I'll put a calendar at some point in this spreadsheet as well, maybe even tonight. It might even be there when you guys look at this video today, depending if I have time. But all the testing here for like the bosses are here. If you want to see heroic testing, click that. Mythic testing here. Some of this is a bit dated because we've done some bosses pretty early in beta, and some have been retested a lot. But heroic and mythic testing of all these bosses are here. Void Spire will not be tested for Crown of the Cosmos or Midnight Falls. This is, from what I understand, supposed to be like the penultimate boss of the patch, which is the last boss in Void Spire. And Midnight Falls is the last boss of Sunwell, which comes out later, a week or two, depending on what you're looking at, which also not going to be tested. So we have 2 bosses here not being tested. There is some footage of Midnight Falls on YouTube from some places, not me, I didn't get to see it, but they left it up for testing in early beta, late alpha by mistake, and some people pulled it, but not very like conclusive testing of it. But it's there if you dig around, I'm sure. I'll admit, talent builds here, I might get rid of this section. It is a massive pain in the butt updating this for every spec, even when specs aren't good on certain fights, but I've left it here for now. I might get rid of it. It's really annoying. The website and other resources have this as well. I might just add the best talent build for like the most played spec on this fight in here at some point, but I haven't changed as of yet. Recommended spec is looking at like the damage profiles on the fight and what is likely best. Obviously, Destro is drastically undertuned right now, but a lot of this upcoming raid tier is like spread cleave base. It reminds me a lot of Undermine, where you had a lot of those Destro AF cleave fights, spread targets, all that. Positive note, AF is pretty good right now. Destro, not very good. Demonology looking very strong currently, however that probably gets tuned at some point, but at the same time, a lot of these fights could be sort of made into demo fights. I mean, I think AF and Destro, if they're all in the same tuning like field, I think this is a better AF or Destro fight, depending on what you need for ag cleave. This could be a good demo fight, depending on what you're doing. There's a lot of stat cleave in this fight too. I might even change this a bit to say demo. I might up this a bit, depending on what we do tonight when this video comes out. But I digress. A lot of fights you even see like in a higher end or race world first setting, if there's the possibility of making that fight, like taking like, let's say, Fallen King Salhar. A good example is Araz from last tier, right? Maniforge Omega, where like guilds, a lot of guilds just assumed in testing you put the actual orbs behind the portals and they'd naturally just like walk through and remove the shielded barrier on them. But Race World First Guild said, no, we're going to place them in between the boss and the portal so we don't lose uptime on the boss. Well, then we'll knock them back into the portal, like removing the shield, and then just cleave them down, moving back towards the boss, gaining more uptime on the boss and creating that meat grinder kind of like damage profile on that fight. If that can be done with some fights this tier, which I mean, Fallen King Salhadar, Lightbind of Vanguard obviously is one too, possibly Crown or Midnight Falls, Demonology gains a lot of value in those scenarios. It is a very good stat cleave spec right now, and I expect it to stay that way heading into later parts of the patch. But if you got some testing videos here, brief explanation here, give or take. Scrolling down here, I have some good links to my personal logs from raid testing if you want. They're all here. It's exclamation point logs, and the main channel or the VOD channel has links to this as well, just for general knowledge if y'all want it. They're all public, as well as Laria's guide is up now. Very, very good guide. I'm gonna make a video on this fight in a few days. I think that the crest system is pretty rough right now. Good in some areas, but rough in others. I think it's worth a whole video. So I'll get into that in a few days, but that's up as well. There is a great explanation on what to do for midnight pre-patch stuff. I guess more midnight launch. I mean, it's a very, very long explanation. They have an add-on for it as well. Very, very good. I'll make a video on it in a few days, or a week or so, give or take, but it's worth there as well. We'll look at that. Speeding up a bit here, so we have tabs at the bottom. 12.0 talent builds. It's a nice horse right here, jumping. Destro, Demo AF, single target, M+ stuff. They're going to change a bit. These are all beta builds, obviously. If you want pre-patch builds, the website has them, but this has beta builds. It shows like an example of some builds, single target and M+ here down below. But if you want to make an import here directly to beta, And then I have tabs down here for Destro, Demo, and AF gearing. The gearing list currently is the same for all of them. It's likely going to change when trinkets get more fleshed out and everything also, but I scoured the bowels of the internet to find a gearing list, which is so hard to find. I believe Icy Veins had it up. I'll link their article as well down below if I can find it. That shows like champion gearing and everything else with the changes to crests and everything over the next few weeks, or I guess, well, midnight coming up. I was able to find this. I believe this is right. It shows champion gearing, hero, myth, all that, and the dungeon stuff for M+, Great Vault, and all that. I didn't add the whole list once again. I believe Icy Veins has an article on it. I'll link down below. I'll probably even put it here as well. That shows all the gearing down to like veteran. Big changes here. We know that's for a while. No more Valor Stones in Midnight. Thank God they're gone. The crest cap appears to be 100. I've heard it might be 80, but I could be wrong there. So I added like a might change kind of thing here. Now, the big thing with gearing heading into Midnight is that there are, I think the crest is called like Champion Crest, Veteran Crest, Hero Crest, and Myth Crest. There's no like Runed and Gilded. I don't know which one even corresponded to what in Dragonflight. I have no idea, or War Within, whatever expansion we're in. I don't even know. So having like Hero Crest, Myth Crest is easier for people like me, getting older now. But they've made changes so every item has 6 upgrades. So Veteran and Champion gear can go to 6 out of 6 Veteran, Champion, and so on and so forth. Each crest corresponds only to that track. Now, there could be some overlap, like Champion 4 out of 6, or I should say Champion 5 out of 6, and 6 out of 6 will also be equivalent to like Hero 1 out of 6, and 2 out of 6, for example. You can see here, like 5 out of 6 would be 259, and 6 out of 6 would be 263. That overlaps a bit with Hero, but to get the Champion gear from 4 out of 6 to 5 out of 6, it will take 40 Champion Crest, and then to 5 to 6, it would be 50 Champion Crest. Even though it shares on eye level with the Hero Crest, it's still going to be Champion track to go to that 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6 for Champion, respectively. If we're doing Hero 1 out of 6 to Hero 2 out of 6, it will take 10 Crest and then 20 Crest. But they're different items. One's Champion and one's Hero. One maxes out at basically 263, and one goes all the way to 272 or whatever it can be, right? So that's that, but Hero Crest work with hero items. Champion with Champion. Myth with Myth. Unless they change this or I missed something somewhere, that's how it's going to be. There's a lot of speculation around how to gear optimally in this patch. A lot of it looks like just holding your crest to the end of week 3, which feels terrible. It also takes a lot of crest, but on the brighter side of things, you don't need like Myth Crest to upgrade hero gear to 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6. It's just straight up Hero Crest. So like, it feels weird early on dumping a lot of Hero Crest into Hero Gear to bring it from 4 out of 6 to 6 out of 6. It takes basically 100 crests. It's 90, right? But later on, when you're trying to push, you know, higher eye level for like a boss kill, week 4 or 5 or 6, and you're running out of uses for your Hero Crest, you can then push the gears you had sitting at, you know, 4 out of 6 to 5 out of 6 or 6 and not encroach, there's a bug in here, encroach upon spending your Myth Crest on that. So it's nice in a sense, but early gearing feels pretty bad this way. We'll see where that goes, but keep that in mind. But here's the whole track if you want it. Down here, they have the 2 rare items we talked about a bit here, which is also right here. Eye of Midnight, Eternal Void Song Chain. This is dealing shadow damage, so not everyone does shadow damage. Some classes do more, some do less. So a chance to proc this. It's Major Mastery, Minor Haste. And here's Eye of Midnight, which has 2 sockets. I believe every other ring has 1. This has 2. Rings and necks come with sockets passively in Midnight, and it's pure haste. This is taking shadow damage as well. So dealing shadow damage and taking shadow damage. If you can do that, or if you do more than others, well, more relevant to you compared to the others, thankfully. Or warlocks, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, besides that, this is all obviously subject to change. I believe the info is right here, but it's down below if you guys want to link to it, spreadsheet, all that. If you find any issues or anything, let me know. And we'll go from there. But yeah, basically, I will change this with trinkets and things. It'll show the right trinkets for each spec when sims and things are done, obviously, but like sims aren't done. This is the best guess I have for what's good and what's bad gearing wise. But once again, it's a toss up. Profiles aren't done, gearing isn't done, and I think the ETA on sims is, I think, like before midnight launch or week 1 of it. I'm not really sure. It's very rough from what I heard, but people that are smarter than me work on it. I wish I could help. I don't know how, but Yeah, so that's that. If you guys want it, link down below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not subbed to the channel, please consider subbing. It means the world to me. We're super close to 100K. Might even hit it in a week or so, maybe even a bit less, but I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. GGGN, and I'll see you guys again right on stream tonight. Peace.